Talking deadline day, which approaches very quickly indeed. Thursday is the final day for Premier League clubs to make their transfers in or out. It looks like the biggest signing in the next couple of days is going to be Antony from Manchester United. It looks like eriktenhag's former player is going to be reuniting with him. Is it what Manchester United need?
Well, I think when I watched Elanga the other day, and obviously they've got a lot of, he's got a lot of potential and they've got high hopes for him. But I think that when you look at Antony and the way he cuts in, I was watching some of his stuff again on the weekend, and he gives me an Arjen Robben vibe about him, the way he cuts in, the way he links play, his skills, the goals he scores. And I think that that's what they need more of, because I was watching Elanga the other day, against it was Man United,
Liverpool,
Southampton, yeah.
This weekend.
This weekend, yeah. And I didn't think he'd done enough of that, so as Dalot can get outside. And I don't think they get enough goals themselves with a player coming in like that and then just curling it in. I think Jadon Sancho will probably be on the right-hand side trying to do the same thing, and that's why they need the wing-backs getting forward. But like this guy, you know, it'd probably be add-ons, and he's somebody that Ten Hag said, I want him. And, you know, they're going to make it happen. You know, if he can hit it off like I've seen what he's done in the Dutch league, and obviously it's a different standard to what we've got here in the Premier League, but if he can, he's going to be a magnificent signing.
And the fact that they've given Erik ten Hag £80 million to spend on a player that is very clearly linked with him, that is very clearly his player, it's a message in a sense as well.
Yeah, and I think anyone who, after those early few results, thought there were doubts about the long-term future, I think this shows that there is definitely a bit of patience here that maybe there hasn't been in recent years. And he's developed Antony so much when he was at Ajax. I mean, he's taken his game to another level, helped him push on into the Brazilian senior team. Like, he's really transformed him as a player. And I think their relationship and their bond is so good that I don't necessarily think the step up to the Premier League will be perhaps too much for him, because he knows that Ten Hag will guide him through that process. And I think that's very different, perhaps, to bringing a player in from the Bundesliga or Liga or whatever, where you don't have that relationship already and you're trying to make that jump. Even Erling Haaland in those first couple of games for City, people were questioning how long it would take him to adapt, and now he's found his feet. So I think that sort of situation will be expedited by the fact that Ten Hag can kind of take him under his wing and say, you know, you can do it because I've seen you do it before.
Don't you think it will be harder, though, because the manager himself is trying to navigate himself and teach himself the Premier League ways? So how does he teach a player when he's still basically a novice for the Premier League?
I think, Sean, it will come down to the style of play, what he wants. And what he wants is, he wants him to be on that right-hand side, cutting inside, obviously, for whoever the wing-back's going to be, to cut outside, but more of a threat when he does cut inside. Because you look at Man United, they need to get goals, because obviously if Ronaldo's not playing at the moment, you know, especially what he done last season, they're not scoring too many. He will bring goals, and he knows what he is capable of, and this is why people talk about how much it is. I've got no problem with that. I think you have to pay what you have to pay now. It's just the way it goes. And like I say, if he can fulfil, because Ten Hag trusts him, he's going to be a top player here. I think
I think Ten Hag is also, unlike some other managers that have come into new clubs, obviously Antony hasn't been part of the pre-season, but I think he's had such a long pre-season now where he would have been doing all that prep, and even once he finished Ajax, all that prep of all the other teams, to know that once he's got the players and he would have had targets at the start of the window, I think he would have known how it was going to fit, and it won't be that he needs to rush and for it to make sense. But, I mean, who knows, because United have been burnt how many times before?
But he's also, Ten Hag, made a point of saying the players aren't doing what I'm asking them to do. This is not about them executing my poor plan. This is about them poorly executing my instructions. So finally he's got a player in, pretty much, who knows exactly what he wants.
Well, that's exactly right, because, like, he's saying, you know something, I'm going to buy him because I'm telling them to do it, they're not doing it. And it's like I say, I wouldn't want to dig Elanga out, but, like, he's played a couple of games and I've not seen too much of that. What I see, the focal point of what I see, what he does, is he gets that ball, he's got great skills, comes inside, curls it in the top corner and stuff like that. That's what he sees that he can do. And he's bought somebody and it's cost him a few quid to get that done.